Welcome everybody to my galactic review of Diablo 4. Today we're going to be going over just my opinions, what I think of the game, and my overall rating for it. The campaign overall, I really enjoyed it. Every part of it was paced pretty well. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. I really enjoyed my time in the campaign, and it felt so good when I finally finished the campaign. The cutscenes are crazy. They all go hard. All of them go hard. The first opening cutscene's like 10 minutes and it goes hard. It is a lot of fucking fun to watch. Lilith is badass. She is terrifying. She's very ominous over the whole thing the whole time, and it's all about Lilith. They knew what they wanted to do and they drove it home super well. So nothing but good things about the story. So let's start off with the good. The characters overall were really cool. Like, there's 5 characters right now. You could be a druid, which that's what I was, a barbarian, a necromancer, sorcerer, and a rogue. I have a character for each one of them. It's a fun early game. For most of them, kind of sucks. Necromancer early game's fun. Barbarian early game sucks because they got a nerf, but there's a lot of options within each character class, so you can do a bunch of different things depending on what you like. So if you like lightning, you can do lightning as a source. Sword, if you like fire, you can do fire. Ice. With the druid, I wanted to be a bear, so I was a bear the whole time. I just smashed shit as a bear. It was awesome. The world feels nice. It's nice and big. If you haven't played it yet, get the fucking mount first. It feels good to explore. It doesn't feel like you're just walking down one long hallway, right? It feels like one big place, not a bunch of little places all strewn together. The game fits a lot of different play styles, so casuals can have a lot of fun playing this. Serious players can have a lot of fun playing this. The people who haven't played Diablo before, I believe they can have a lot of fun playing this, like me. I've never played a Diablo game. This is my first Diablo game. That's a lie. I played 3 a little bit, but I was young and don't remember it that well. And I had a lot of fun. The campaign wasn't too over my head. The game looks good. The game feels good. Feels good playing. It's very satisfying when you line up a bunch of things and just fucking polarize them to death. It's super satisfying being a bear, I'll tell you that. Overall, it's mostly positive. I really did enjoy my time with the game. I'm not done playing it. I'm going to play it a lot more. Hardcore, pretty fucking cool. It adds a little bit. Hardcore is if you have a character. If that character dies, it dies. Basically. You can't get the character back. So it adds a lot of stress, but it's so rewarding when you beat a boss or something like that. Another positive is I really like the quality of life. After you beat the campaign, if you make a new character, there's an option to skip the campaign entirely and just play in the open world. That's fucking awesome. I love that, since there's a lot to do in the open world end game, basically. But I won't spoil too much. But yeah, there's a lot to do in game. It's really fun, and I like that option. So characters, so hardcore accounts and normal accounts, they kind of each combine. So if you have 2-3 normal characters, their stash is shared. So is their money, their obols, and the renown, and other things. The map isn't shared. I got the mount for my druid, and I unlocked the mount for every other character I have, and that's fucking awesome. I think it's the same way in hardcore. I have it in hardcore too. Now, for the parts I have a little complaints about. So this is for kind of end game, basically for people who want to make it to level 100 or get the most out of the character. There's this stuff called renown. So basically, the more you do around the 4 little areas of the map, the more renown you get and the more rewards you get for the renown. So XP, skill points, extra potions. You start out with 4. You can get up to I think 8 or 9 with renown. Grinding renown takes forever. It is ridiculous how long it takes, because you basically have to 100% the game. You have to do every dungeon. You have to do every side quest. You have to find all the Statue of Lilith, and there's some hundreds of them, I think. I don't know. There's a fuck ton. There's 120 dungeons. There's a fuck ton of those. So renown grinding is insane. It takes a lot. You don't have to do it on every character. You have to do it on your eternal characters, so the normal characters, and you have to do it on the hardcore characters once, I believe. So I haven't experienced it. I only have one hardcore character. That's Hardcore Kyle. May have seen him, may have heard of him. It's pretty epic. There's been a lot of deaths due to DC, so disconnecting. I don't know if that is common for Diablo games, but that's kind of fucking bullshit. There was some stuttering there, here and there, but it wasn't like that bad. Nothing crazy. Clans were a bit broken for a bit. Like I made a clan, had some of my friends join the clan, and then I left the game, came back, and when I came back, I wasn't able to go to the clan. It just showed the join clan and create clan screen, and I couldn't join a clan because it said I was already in a clan, and I couldn't create a clan. It would just buffer. It wouldn't do anything, and then they couldn't invite me, and it was broken for a little bit, but then it got fixed. I think literally the next day. So that's over. There's a couple character nerfs that were annoying, like my druid got nerfed. That kind of sucked. Barb got nerfed, but that kind of needed a nerf. We're coming up to my two main complaints. So my first one is so that you get skills. You get basic skills, core skills, defensive skills, ultimate, passive, something like that, and around that, roughly. Your basic skills generate resources. So generate the resources that your core skills use. Your core skills are kind of your main damage skills. For me, they are, and your main damage skills. So you need to use your basic skills to use your core skills. Makes sense. I think it's a good idea. I just don't think it was balanced that well. Basically, I just sit there for like 30 seconds and hit a boss with my basic skill doing like 100 damage. If I hit a crit with a bunch of aspects and legendary shit on, it may do 1,000. But then I would have to do that, hit him for like 30 seconds just to use my core skill fucking twice. And that was really annoying. I really wish there was like either a cooldown mechanic on the core skill so there could be more resource generated, or resources just generated more. I wish they would fix the buffs and stats on weapons. I think all the stats on weapons are fucking just weak. Like I just think they're fucking weak. It just felt like all the stats and statuses were like very niche. I didn't like having to read all that and just be like, what? So this does that only when this for like 2 seconds because of that? Like, I just wish it would have been like straight up damage up. But you get that later in with Paragon, but you gotta blah 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 blah. Then it takes way too long to get a mount. That's all I'm gonna say. It takes way too long to get a mount. The complexity of the game is kind of weird. I wanted to talk about it briefly. The game's very complex. It looks complex, and it doesn't really hold your hand. It kind of holds your hand a little bit, and it will tell you like the basics of some shit. But then once you get really into it, if you want to like maximize your damage output or your character, it gets kind of confusing because you got to use certain stats, certain status effects. Aspects are crazy. I didn't even know you could use like legendary aspects like that. Like you could imprint them on other things. I thought you just had to like use them on that one for like until like level 30, I think. The Paragon board, it's scary, but it's kind of simple. There's a lot of little things in the game that it doesn't tell you about that you kind of have to find for yourself. It can be daunting, but it's really nothing crazy. If you don't really want to get into it, just look up a build, and they'll kind of tell you what you want to get and what you want to do. I wanted to talk about dungeons, too. Dungeons, there's something like 120 dungeons in this game, but there's only like 24 variations, I believe, when I looked it up. It's not a lot of variations. It's not, I mean, I get it. You don't want to have every single one unique. That would take fucking years to make and code and draw out and design and all that, and it's just a lot, right? I get it, but I like the dungeons and I like the way they work, but I think 24 is not. I think 120 to 24 isn't really a great ratio. I think it could have been a little better, but not terrible. Not terrible. You can't really complain too much about that. They all go in like circles too, which is weird. So you technically can't go a wrong direction, which is nice. I like that. But it still can be kind of annoying. Some are way too fucking long, by the way. Enemy types, there's not really too many different enemy types, so that kind of makes sense lore-wise. You know, you're fucking fighting demons. How many demons can there goddamn be? There's ghouls, whatever, big dudes, small dudes, goat dudes, succubuses for some reason. There's not a crazy amount of enemies, like, types. But you don't really notice. It's not really a big deal. I don't know. It's not terrible. I just wanted to talk about that. Oh, world bosses are fucking fun. It is a lot of fun. There's like regular world bosses before the end game, and like you go there, and then you have to kill 3 disciples or some shit, whatever it's called, and then the boss comes, and if you got all 3 of the disciples within a certain time, you would get all 3 chests. But if you didn't get all 3 disciples, then you'd only get like 1 or 2 chests, however many disciples you killed. That got kind of annoying because I never got like 3 chests because everybody around me would just kind of take their time and basically not kill it fast enough. I don't know. Maybe that's a skill issue. I don't know. But that was annoying. And then in game, there's actual world bosses. So like one big ass boss. It was fucking awesome. I have a video of it. The only one I've done, really. One big ass boss, a lot of fun. That gives you crazy loot, by the way, but that was a lot of fun. So world bosses are a lot of fun. I like that aspect of the game, and they're pretty often too. And right now there's a big community at the game, and I think there will be because this game's fucking good. So like the world bosses there's a lot of people fighting the world bosses usually, which is pretty good. All the complaints I have are super niche, specific complaints that don't really take away from the gameplay of it. It's a lot of fucking fun. This game is so fun. It's so good. I'm very glad I got it. I'm very glad I played it. And I'm fucking addicted. It's a drug. I think that might be my main complaint. It's a fucking drug. I cannot stop playing it. I literally didn't take a shower for like 2 days because I was just fucking playing Diablo, trying to get a goddamn mount, trying to grind renown, trying to level my character up so I could get to the Paragon board and see what the fuck's going on in there. But it's super fun. It's a lot of fun to play with friends. The story's good. There's so much to do. The community is really, really good. Yeah, I mean, I think this game's really good for the everyday player. I think it's really fucking fun. When you get to end game, it seems it's a little fucking grindy. Like it takes me probably an hour and a half to get from level 50 to 51, like stuff like that. Overall, I love this game. I don't really have any big complaints about it. It is super fucking fun. It is super satisfying. I love building the characters and like figuring out what I like and how to use a certain character and going around doing dungeons with my friends. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this game, and I hope you guys are too. So my score for Diablo 4 is going to be a 92. It's a good game. Deserves a good score. Also, I'm sure future updates happen. I don't know, but in Diablo 3, they keep talking about seasons. Season 1, I don't know, but apparently there are seasons, and they really keep up with the game. You know, Blizzard kind of gave up on Overwatch 2, so hopefully that comes over here, and they just focus on Diablo and give up on Overwatch 2 because they kind of fucking sunk that shit. But that's a whole different story. All right, well, thanks for watching. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.